Welcome to this Biscuit Boys Extra with me, the Gabby Cabby, at the Bartley Green Social Club with my band of brothers, the three amigos, building futures in Gambia. Mark.
Hiya, Paul. Good to see you, mate.
Damon.
Hello.
And Peter.
Hello, Paul.
How are you? How are you, lads? Yeah, come in a bit, because we're all mates, aren't we? We'll move your beers over there. Notice you, Mark, you're the only one without a beer.
Well, no one's offered to buy me one yet, so I'll go and buy my own in a minute.
Mind you have popped out because you've been very busy this evening.
Well, it's been a busy night.
Yes.
People have been kind enough to turn up tonight. We've got people in there, we've got bands ready to play and singers already going at the moment.
Yeah.
So we're in for a cracking night.
Yeah. And Damon, you wasn't here at the last one.
That's right, yeah.
But you're here tonight.
I am. I'm looking forward to it. I think we've got a great show ready for people to enjoy. Hopefully raise a lot of money for the charity and get the show on the road with the school.
Yeah.
Now, last time around, Pete, you were there.
Yeah.
It was the choir.
Yeah.
You're very much the chorister.
That's right. I am the choir master.
Yeah.
He likes waving his
I'm
stick
glad you
around a bit
put
in
it there.
Yeah, that was the concert we did at Newman University.
Yes.
In the summer, and we had a really good night. I think overall we raised about £500 for the charity, which has already gone out to the Gambia.
Yeah.
And it's put the concrete base into our school, which we're building out there. And
Now,
hopefully tonight, the money that we raise will help put some walls into the first classroom.
Now, for anybody that hasn't heard any previous broadcasts, you're building a school in Gambia.
That's right.
Aren't you?
Building a school in a village called Busumbala, which is in quite a sort of remote part of the Gambia, away from the capital city of Banjul. And it's a little village which is in dire need of a nursery school. There's no education provision there for the children whatsoever. So we want to fix that.
And we're going to.
We are, Paul. We're doing really well. Now, for the people who haven't heard before about building futures in the Gambia, what we do is it's not about giving money away, it's about building schools and classrooms and libraries. We've been successful in the past putting in classrooms and libraries across the Gambia, but this new project at Busumbala is for a nursery school. And with the kind donations and the money that people have given and offered to us, we've put in the foundations now for a small nursery unit. We've got the concrete floors in. Tonight's money that we're going to raise will go towards putting the first set of the walls in so we can get up to roof height. And I've got to say, last week we received £600 from a local school in Bartley Green. Fantastic donation from Non-Such Primary. And, the work of those children and the families and the community has been absolutely fantastic. So we've got to thank them as well.
Now, are Non-Such part of the team, or did that just come out of the blue?
I think Non-Such are part of the team, along with Kitwell and other schools, Tenterfields as well. They do the choir concerts at Newman. And it's good that it's spreading. It's good it's getting awareness, actually, from grassroots, from children, about other children in the world. Because, we're very fortunate in this country that we have free education and educational places. Yet in the Gambia, only 1 in 4 children has an educational place. And that's why it's imperative that we try and raise as much money as possible and hopefully get this school up and running and get the children into the school and provide them with a first-class education and maybe a start in the future.
Now, Pete, you were on about the fishing rod analogy last time around, and you're right, aren't you?
The fishing rod, exactly. You can feed a man for a day by giving him a fish, but if you give him a fishing rod, then he can feed himself for a lifetime.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what giving the children an education in the Gambia is all about. Like Mark said, we're not about just giving money to families in the Gambia. We're about giving them a sustainable way of developing their education. And those children will benefit from receiving their education, and because they can then go into jobs which allow them to earn more money, their families will then benefit as well, and it'll spread out through the community. Everyone benefits.
And to add to that also, this isn't our school, it's their school. And so once the school's up and running, it's up to the village to support that, provide teachers. So it's going to provide not only children with education, but jobs and sustainability. And that's what we're all about, sustainability. And if we can get this project going, I think we've got a really good chance of making a difference in an impoverished country.
And the schools, literally from your Newman College, Mark, right down to Pete's.
Yeah, it's from Newman University right down to Kitwell Primary, to Non-Such, to Chivner Primary. It's a whole regional collective of schools and communities working together to actually provide something. It's to actually put a classroom, which not just 30 children will use over the course of a year, over a decade, thousands of children will have access to education. And that is such an important thing, to be able to provide people with an opportunity to actually achieve their real life aspirations. And remember, these kids have got very, very little. And to actually put into place a classroom or a library makes a big difference. And to come down tonight to Bartley Green and pay £4 on the door and listen to some great bands, have a pint or two and a samosa.
I'm very much looking forward to the Oasis tribute act.
I thought he was going to say, I'm very much looking for the pint or two. You do shock me, Damon, you do.
It shocks all of us.
Is there any plans for any other schools in Birmingham? What kind of media attention have you had in this city? Because we've got big radio stations, we've got the Birmingham Mail, we've got an immense amount of schools. It would be great if you could roll it out where the whole of Birmingham can get behind this project as well.
Well, in terms of media attention, we actually get very little attention from the press. Because they quite frankly, I think they've got bigger fish to fry. They're not interested in little projects like this, and that's actually really quite sad.
Yes.
Because events like this, which is happening tonight, and the projects that we do in school with the children, it's teaching those children that they can make a difference. It teaches them about children in other countries around the world, the kind of lives that they lead, but it also teaches them that they can help and they can make a difference to those children. We've got a Twitter account, we've got a Facebook page, and we're starting to get attention through that. And in fact, only recently we've been followed on our Twitter account by the voice of Siri, which is quite spectacular. I don't know how that's happened, but it has.
I will kill you.
That's just like the voice of Siri. That's brilliant. Best impression ever.
Now, I didn't know who the voice of Siri was. You did tell me. So, for people listening that don't know, what is Siri?
Siri is the very nice lady who you can speak to who lives in your iPhone.
Okay.
Yeah, and she's company on lonely nights. Let me just say that.
What does she do? Do you ask her questions? Is it like Ask Jeeves?
It's exactly like that. You can say to your phone, search for building futures in the Gambia, and she'll say searching, and she'll hunt down information about anything that you're searching for on the internet.
Blimey.
I could demonstrate right now. Ask Mark a question and I'll get Siri out for you.
Go on then, Mike. Mark? Mike?
Yeah, where's Mike?
All right, Mike. Any question? Go on, let's test it. You ask Siri any question. I mean, you're an intelligent guy.
Right,
and you probably know the answers already. But you ask a question and we'll get Siri to answer it.
Okay, Siri. How long is the river Gambia?
Let me check that. The answer is about 702 miles.
Bloody hell, ain't she good?
That's right, she's very good. And she's following our Twitter account now.
All right.
That's how we roll.
I'll tell you what, though, the concept of education is fantastic, because this is what you're all about, isn't it? Educating kids in Africa that haven't gotten on. To pick up an iPhone and ask any question, for you to have an instant answer like that, I find amazing.
It is absolutely amazing. We're lucky where we live that we have this technology. Some people, like children in Gambia, actually don't have basic literacy skills. So it's building them up from the beginning now, and then hopefully empowering them that in future they will be able to afford tools like this and empower technology, empower them to improve their futures. So like I say, we're great, we're lucky, we've got all these things. These children don't, so giving money and supporting this charity and helping them get that school built is such an important project for not just them but for us as well, because we want to make a difference.
Yeah.
Paul, I'll pick up on something you just said there about children in the Gambia learning and us working with them. It's also really important. We all around this table work with students, mature students, children in education. They engage with this project as well, so they're learning about life in a different country, in a developing country. So it's actually a win-win for everybody. Yeah. So it's about breaking down those barriers, learning about different people, different cultures, learning about tolerance of different religions, about politics. So there's such a richness for everybody. Yeah. So it's a win-win for the sake of building a small nursery which will impact positively on the lives of hundreds of children in the Gambia and here, in Birmingham.
Absolutely.
And going back to that, when we're actually, obviously, they can learn a lot from us, but when we go to the Gambia, we learn an awful lot from them about the way they recycle things. They're absolutely fantastic knowledge there because they have to have it. So in terms of, they don't waste Coca-Cola cans, they smelt them down and make spoons and utensils for cookery. They have a thing with peanut husks, because peanuts is a big industry over there, and the husks are actually used for fuel to burn under their stoves.
What's
to
a
cook.
husk?
It's like the outer shell of a peanut.
Okay.
And they actually put these into blocks, like cinder blocks, which you can actually use, and they don't waste a thing. And I think in terms of environmentally, we can actually take a leaf out of their book. If we can bring some knowledge from there to our children, as well as give back to their children, it's a win-win situation for everybody.
Pete, your photos that you post up every day on your Twitter account.
Well, I mean, just touching on what Damon's just said there, one of our aims, as well as trying to raise money to build a school out into the Gambia, is actually to provide resources which schools in this country can actually use.
Yeah.
And so if you visit our website at buildingfuturesindthegambia.com, you'll find there are lots of videos that we've made. There are lots of photos up there.
Yes.
There's lots of information about the Gambia and exactly the kind of things that Damon has just talked about.
There's also a lad, Ibrahim Kamara, who's got a link up with Walsall Football Club and Sunderland. And he's got a really noisy parrot because we went we went live on Skype to the Gambia on the Biscuit Boys show this week, and all kids know how to play football. Football is another thing.
It's a universal
Music
language.
is as well. Yeah. I mean we've got B1%. Paul Weller's drummer, Steve Pilgrim, who's doing a similar thing. With projects in Africa. All it is, it's about people networking, joining together, using skills and helping each other.
Absolutely, and that's what we're all about. We're trying to get as many schools. You touched upon it earlier about how we can get other schools involved, and hopefully through your interview we might pick up a few more people interested in helping with this project. It's really important. Like you say, football's a universal skill. When I was out there, we had a penalty shootout, which, being English, I played for England. Yeah, we got beat.
Even the Gambians beat us now at penalties.
It was shocking, and they were 15 as well. I was like, oh my god.
I mean, the fact that you mentioned Sunderland is quite good, because Damon is actually quite an expert on Sunderland Football Club. It's one of his most favourite football clubs. Isn't that right, Damon?
Damon?
Well, if you substitute word favourite for most detested, that kind of makes sense, being as a majority a Newcastle fan. So,
so you don't like them Mackhams then?
Bless them. They do try, don't they? I mean, they're good people. I think somewhere down the line, possibly a rogue grandparent or great grandparent probably came from that area. Yeah. So it's bless them. They're all right. We should do building futures in the Sunderland area.
But all of these little links are being made now. So we've got somebody out in the Gambia who's also linked up with Sunderland Football Club and Walsall Football Club. We've now got the lady who voices Siri on the iPhone. She's got 500,000 followers. So at some point, somebody's going to see what we're doing and think, right, I want to help. I want to give them some money to help get that.
And the thing is, the cost isn't that great. How much is it, Mark, to build an entire
to build the entire school is about £25,000.
Yeah.
We've put the foundations. We've got the course bricks in now. For another £20,000, we can actually complete this whole school. Now, £20,000 is absolutely nothing. Think of the wages of a Premier footballer. Must be on.
They wouldn't play for that.
Absolutely.
Seriously, they wouldn't get out of bed for that.
Boots on.
Absolutely.
But it's not just about that. It's about the transferable skills. Everybody's learning. Everyone around this table tonight has been learning. We've learnt about the Gambia. The Gambians have learnt from us. And the children that we work with, whether it's here or overseas, everybody's getting something out of it. And it's not financial. It's about raising aspirations and giving kids a chance.
Yeah.
That's all we want to do.
Let's have a shout out for your top tweeters.
Top tweeters, okay. Well, actually, we've got Spectrum Music, which obviously you've got very strong links with. And there's Jimmy Starr, is also one of our top tweeters.
Yeah.
He's a music AR in America.
Yeah, he is, Jimmy.
He owns Spectrum Music, doesn't he?
No, Bobby owns.
Bobby owns Spectrum
But
Music.
he's one of the...
Sorry, Bobby.
Bobby's my gaffer. But Jimmy's very high up in the Spectrum Music group.
And there's
he's a
yourself,
top
obviously,
man.
you're one of our top tweeters. I can rely on you every day to actually
Yeah.
retweet for us.
141 photos now we've tweeted, haven't we?
Yeah, I think it was 145.
We've got to thank you for
Actually,
your support as
145.
well. Thank you, because you always come out to these events, and it's it's great to have your support. And I think it raises the profile, and it's great. And we always enjoy these interviews. It's brilliant.
Well, this is what the Biscuit Boys are all about. This is what SRB Radio is all about. Helping people that don't necessarily get any help from the bigger boys and girls. Because I'm a raving socialist at heart. I love the underdog.
I wasn't sure what you were going to say.
If you've got like two spiders going up, I'll help the one at the bottom try and get up the wall. I just love. I hate bullies. I like people that sometimes they look at and I wouldn't put a penny on that one there. I'd put a quid on them and I'd help the
Absolutely.
unfortunate ones rather than the ones that have got the money. And
Absolutely.
and that's the way I suppose, been born in Kingshurst. That's the way that I've been, and it's the way I'll always be.
And touching back on what was previously said about the not getting support necessarily or interest from the male or the any large media outlets, it's because we're a good news story.
Yes,
and
absolutely.
Unfortunately, we dwell on stories that aren't so. The more interesting sounds something that's not pleasant to hear about. Well, actually, we're a good news story. We're trying to help people in a different country, different continent, who have nothing. And we've been doing that long before the Syrians crisis and these crises. And it's great that you're giving this exposure because we need to help these people on a small level because that might help them help other people on a larger level in future.
I think if everybody in the world helped more and put money into construction than destruction, it would be a far greater place.
Exactly.
And anybody that, I suppose it's like we always find money for wars, but we don't find money for saving lives.
Absolutely.
And, for building lives and for building futures. I think it's a wonderful thing that you're doing, and I'll support you 100%.
There's some communities out there. When we were looking for an area to build this, we saw a few areas, and one village, they're fantastic, and they actually built a hospital. They didn't have any facilities, and the beds were the oldest, most decrepit sort of beds, probably third generation NHS ripped, but they had them and they were proud, and they used them, and it just created a sense of hope there, and that's what we hope to do with the school. It's not the same as a hospital. It's a different commodity, but I really think that's the key, raising hope. And that's what we're trying to do.
That's all that we can ask for, isn't it, in life? Hope and
Absolutely,
a future.
Paul, and it's touching back on what you said, we all give up. You give your time tonight to come out. It's just if everyone just gave a little bit of time, a couple of bob, we've cracked it. And it does give hope to people. But again, I keep going back to the fact we're all learning. And we learn off each other. And it's really important.
But that's
it's not
life,
about
Mark,
politics.
isn't it?
It's not about religion. It's just about doing the right thing for people.
I think if you took away religion, and I think if you took away politics, it would be a much nicer world that we lived in.
I'm not going to comment on anything like that for fear of offending someone somewhere, but
But what's great is that there's a room of people in there who've seen what we're doing or have been involved in visits to the Gambia, and they've all decided that tonight they want to come here and help. They want to come here and help. So we've got teachers who we've known for 15, 20, 25 years in there. We've got ex-pupils in there who are now 25, 30 years old.
Yeah.
There are people in there who we've never met, but they've seen what we're doing and they've decided they want to come along here tonight. There's a lady from Leicester who we've never met, and she's here tonight.
And I've also actually, very quick, I don't think we said this, thank you so much to the bands who've taken their time to come here and given up their time for free. I mean, some cracking acts as well, like I said, Pink Tribute, we've got the Oasis Tribute, we've got, the other guys.
One called Far Forest, we've got a Pink Tribute act in there, and one of the students from Newman University.
Victoria from Newman has turned up, she's brought a keyboard, she's singing now. This is really quality stuff, and they've all come no charge, free of charge, giving up their time. Again, it's just somebody else just giving a little bit of time
because they believe they believe in it, because they're good people at heart, and anyone involved in this project, I truly believe we thank you, because you've got interests of other people at heart. And
Yeah.
nowadays, it's a very self-centered world, I think, and it's just great that other people are just getting involved and giving up a bit of themselves to further other people.
Yeah, absolutely. So what's on the horizon? What's next?
Well, we're currently thinking about what we're going to do at Christmas. We're thinking about the possibility of doing an open mic night. One of the ladies, Sarah Benson, who's been an absolute star. I mean,
Yes.
essentially she's organised this night. She's
Yeah.
brought all the bands together. She's got a friend who runs a pub in Collygate.
Okay.
And they've said we can use the pub at any time for whatever we want.
Sounds good.
So we're currently thinking about maybe an open music night, or we've got a few other musical contacts who may be willing to do a bit of charity work for us. So that's going to be coming up hopefully at Christmas. And then we're hoping that we can go back to Katie Fitzgerald's around Easter time. We've done 2 musical nights there, and that's always been good. We've raised a good amount of money there. So hopefully around Easter time, and then looking forward to the summer again, we'll have the big choir concert at Newman University coming up. And
In between, we have Fight Club, but we can't talk about Fight Club.
no,
That's the
Okay.
first rule.
All right, okay. Are you getting the gloves on?
It might kick off tonight, Paul. But one thing
I'm behind you.
we must all, yeah, thank you, shoulder to shoulder, brother. We've got also a big thank you to Bartley Green Social Club for tonight,
Yes.
in particular. You know, to give their venue free of charge. You know, they're publicised. You know, again, good people.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys. We really appreciate it.
And nice for me because I can walk here.
Even better. Superb, yeah. And that walking back might be more difficult, but
I shan't be drinking. Damon finds that really hard to understand,
He
that
does, actually,
concept
yes.
of not
it's
drinking.
another world for them. It really is.
Well, boys, I think we've covered a lot of ground there.
Absolutely.
Just before we finish,
Yeah.
we just need to say buildingfuturesindegambia.com, or follow us on Twitter at BFIG Charity, or go onto Facebook and just search for Gambia Schools Project, and you can find out all about what we're doing and all about what's going on tonight, because I shall start posting photos very soon.
Fantastic. And I'm just going to sign out with, do you like the song that we've put to your little shows? African Sun.
That's a really good song, that is.
Yeah.
I'm really liking that. In fact, people need to search out our last show and listen to that song.
Archie Brown.
Archie Brown.
My mate Archie.
Yeah.
Archie Brown and the Young Bucks.
fair
He was
play.
former lead singer in the Bureau
Okay.
that grew out of Dex's Midnight Runners.
I love Dexys.
Yeah, well, you know when Kev says, we ain't going to go brass, we're going to go wood. That did cause one or two little problems. And then they split and they formed the Bureau, and Archie Brown was the lead singer of the Bureau.
That's
And that's
fantastic.
one of his,
I
his
don't
songs.
remember Dex's Midnight Runners. I'm not old enough.
They're fantastic. Come on, Eileen, Gino.
No, I've read about them in history books.
Well, I'm going to go and find one or two musicians. If you can point that young lady out who's organised them all today, I'd love to get her on the show as well.
Absolutely, I will do that. Sarah Benson, we'll
Yeah.
find her for you.
So I'm going to go wondering and
Thank
see
you
what I
very
can
much.
find.
Thank you,
Thank
Paul.
you very much.
Guys, thank you very
pal.
much for your time again.
Thank you.
Brilliant.
Thank you.
Cheers, lads. Thank you very much. First artist done, and sitting down in front of me, young Victoria. How are you, mate?
Hi, I'm very good.
Now, firstly, what's your association? Because Mark was saying that you're a former student or a student now of Newman College.
Yes, I'm in my third year of
Okay.
studies at Newman University, and I'm a specialist in humanities, so that's how I know Mark, and
Yeah.
that's how I know about the charity, and I think it's brilliant. I love being around Newman, and it's just so nice because everyone helps everyone, and it's so much support we
Yeah.
can get. Like it's incredible, and I do music. So I always wanted to contribute towards charity, and I thought, what is the better way than come here and play? I've done a charity gig before, which was my first gig, and it was also for building futures in the Gambia.
Yeah.
It was incredible. I've raised some money, and because I wasn't able to go to Gambia, I want to contribute in some ways, and I think this is incredible. Also with other artists, I think they're doing a great job, very good job.
I think you're right. You know, sometimes it's more rewarding giving you time than giving
Yeah.
money.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
for just turning up and supporting and belting out your numbers. I did get 2 things because I didn't see all your performance. I was chatting with the guys. I got 2 things, EP and Slovakia.
Yes.
Okay, tell me about both.
Well, I'm recording my EP on Sunday.
Okay.
And it's going to be available at the end of November. So I started playing open mics in Coventry at the Tin. And it was back in January when I started like being professionally involved with music, started writing my own songs. And I'm originally from Slovakia, and I was in a folk group since I was 5.
Really?
So I was there for about 10 years, like actively involved with singing and dancing and playing folk instruments. And this is where my inspiration for my songs come from, because I feel like we all go back to nature, and everything is interconnected within nature. So this is what I write about. It's about life and nature, and maybe for some people it might be about love. I've got a few love songs, just to like fit in.
Are they happy songs or sad songs?
They are mostly happy songs.
Okay.
I would probably listen to them for relaxation or on a rainy day when you eat a tub of Ben & Jerry's or ice cream. Any ice cream and chocolate. But I've got some happy songs. All the lyrics are mostly happy. Except they're very poetic and very strange, so sometimes they don't make sense. And I know from my family had to listen to me in the living room with the dog barking and howling and my singing. So they can be interpreted as maybe depressing, but I think the more like the sad songs are the most beautiful songs, like playing with violins and orchestra. And this is what I was thinking about.
Your front room, Bab.
Sorry?
You don't get the orchestra in your front room with your dog as well, do you?
Well, I could try. I could try.
What's life like in Bartley Green in Birmingham compared to Slovakia, and how much does the music cross over?
Well, it's very different. For example, in Slovakia you don't have any sort of open mics. I find that with like English music scene, especially with like unsigned artists, the people are very supportive and helping each other, which I'm so thankful for my friends, because they all are unsigned artists, and they've got some stuff on iTunes. They're mostly involved with like music teaching, and I love them to bits because they support me so much. And it's about confidence and not being afraid of other people's opinions, because this is what moves you forward. Even if it's negative, you should just lift off and bounce off these comments. And it's absolutely incredible. I think the music scene over in England. In Slovakia is more commercial, and it's quite hard to get into music scene. It's not as broad as here as well. So I can do my own weird sort of music.
Is that how you would describe your music, as weird?
Well, it's a cross between folk and jazz.
Okay.
And then there is some pop.
Okay, that sounds very good.
So this is how I describe my music to people. I'm very much inspired by Regina Spektor.
Okay.
So think Regina Spektor and what sort of music she produces, and this is like me. And then recently I started listening to Beth Orton.
Okay.
So Beth Orton is my big inspiration as well. Very acoustic sort of very nice like minor melodies.
Yep.
Which sound minor, but they're actually major. Like all my songs are written in major, and they sound in minor, so very crying. So
I was going to say minor, sad, major, happy.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah.
So have a name check to some of your friends that you're knocking around the circuit with.
So I've got Michelle, and she is performing as a fall girl.
Okay.
She's got some things on iTunes. She's very, very good guitar player, and she's released 2 singles on iTunes recently, and each month she's gonna release 1 single. And then I'm also a friend with Jack Hopkinson, who's also released his first EP. Incredible guitarist, incredible. I would describe him as a male Taylor Swift,
Blonde?
but he's not blonde, but he's got a beard, so bearded Taylor Swift.
Yeah,
But much
Taylor ain't got one of
better.
them.
Much better.
I've got something Taylor Swift hasn't got. It's that a beard.
Exactly. There is this one touch. And then also The Castle, which is a duo of Jake and Harry, and they're performing really good. They performed at Godiva Festival.
Oh, okay.
Actually, we all performed at Godiva Festival this summer. That was my first big concert.
That is a massive. That's the biggest free concert in this country.
Yeah.
Believe possibly Europe.
Yeah, I believe that, and it was really nice because I know all these people, all these music scene, and they're mostly from Coventry.
Yes.
Because I lived in Coventry.
Yeah.
And I know some people from Birmingham as well. So on my EP, I'm gonna be collaborating with Bruce Coates, who's also lecturing at Newman University. He's gonna be He's going to play saxophone on one of my songs, and we had rehearsal just last week. And Bruce is just a magician on saxophone, so it sounded incredible. Then also my producer is called Chris Field, who is also incredible musician and person, and he always sets me into the right direction. I'm also in touch with David Butler, who is performing as he's a Pegasus, for example. So it's incredible. I mean, the music scene is just so broad, and they all have their own styles, and it's all acoustic, and we go and perform in these niche places and open mics, and it's all very, very good.
It's all very organic as well.
Yes.
Fantastic.
Very natural. My songs, I write as of my life story hidden in the nature, acronyms.
Well, yeah. So you're very autobiographical.
Yes.
But you like to hide it as well.
Exactly.
Don't give them too much away. Don't give too much away. Keep them guessing.
Yes.
Rebecca, can I thank you very much for your time? And have you got anything out at the moment that we can play?
I have some stuff just on my page, but it's not very good.
Okay, we'll leave it there then. We'll wait until your EP's produced, and then we'll play that on Biscuit Boy Show for you.
Oh, brilliant. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for your time, young lady. Thank you.
Thank you.
Cheers, thanks.
SRP Radio.
When we first guest come in as Victoria and ended up as Rebecca, I'm an idiot, honestly.
Oh, was that? Oh, I thought you was Victoria.
It was Victoria. But by the time I'd finished, I said, "See you, Rebecca." I know. And now, simply, Sarah.
That's right.
With an H or without an H?
With a H.
Oh, okay. And I detect from your accent, you're a yam yam.
I am a yam
you
yam.
You are, aren't you?
Proper. I love you. I don't change for anybody.
I did notice that on the stage.
There's no point in trying to be something that I'm not really. So I was born and bred in, I lived Brierley Hill most of my life.
Oh, okay.
But I now live in Wolverhampton. So, yeah, still the West Midlands.
Yeah,
still yam yam, still black country and proud of it.
You still can't talk proper kid, can you?
No point. There's no point at all.
You enjoyed that up there, didn't you?
I love it.
Yeah.
Absolutely love it.
When did you start getting on stage?
Professionally, I started in 2011.
Okay.
So I haven't been on the club circuit, as they call it, for that long. But I've been singing since I was a little girl, really, bride children, so I didn't sing for the best part of 10 years.
Yeah.
So, and then I come back. So I've done really well, successful around the Midlands and that, so...
Tell me all about the circuit.
I love it.
Yeah? Where you been gigging?
All over the place, really. Birmingham... We got Coventry sometimes, Stoke sometimes, but my bread and butter's like South Staffs and all that kind of, all those kind of areas. But there's just great people, that's what they're there for. They're there for the entertainment as opposed to the X Factor, which are
you?
I'm just like I'm not X Factor kind of person. I've auditioned for it.
Have you really?
Yeah, I've done it 3 times, I think it is altogether. And I've auditioned for loads of things, and people say to me all the time, you should go and do it. And I'm like, you just don't understand what it's like, the process of, it's not just in front of the judges, it's everything else that comes with it. So I'd rather stick to my bread and butter.
Oh, come on, tell me all about it, because it makes a noise.
Oh, no.
You know? I mean, he dropped the microphone, he had a bit of a spat with Simon Cowell.
Yeah.
But I'm guessing that it can be very, very frustrating, because I think it's a circus. I think it's all about bullshit. It's nothing to do with real talent and real people. I think the winner of the X Factor every year is one person, that's Simon Cowell. And they know exactly who they're going to have as the winner, because it's almost like the fashion industry. You know, this season's colour's going to be brown.
Yeah.
And I think that's how they do the X Factor.
Yeah, definitely. The X Factor process is you go and there's about 20 booths all outside in front of the cameras, and that's all, whoa, and all that. But you get inside and there's about 20, 30 booths, I'd say, and then you're in front of people and then you just have to sing. You get 30 seconds, that's it. Yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. So it's very, like, deflating, and then you come away, you either... You know, I mean, there was me, my sister and my cousin. We all auditioned, all 3 of us, and my cousin got through to it. So not like the main part, the second audition, but it's not what you think. Whereas when you come to the clubs, it's what they pay for, it's what they're there for, and you can't get better constructive criticism than the people that you perform to every single week, and I love it. I absolutely love it. So.
Is it a Friday and Saturday thing, or do you do it during the week as well?
I do it mainly Saturdays, some Sundays, some Fridays, it just depends, but it's mainly Saturday work for the clubs. For the club circuit.
And you're rattling?
You're
rattling, ain't you? Them sequins on that dress.
Oh, right, okay.
I tell you what, I don't know if I catch your eye, don't
Really?
you?
Yeah, a bit of sparkle. I never used to be really that sparkly.
Yeah.
But I thought to myself, I need a bit of colour, because I like black's my favourite colour, black and red. So I thought I need to, like, you know, jazz it up a little bit. So yeah, yes, it does. A lot of people have said about this one in particular that it is a bit sparkly. So.
How can people hook up with Simply Sarah if they want to book you for a gig? How do they go about that? Have you got an agent?
I haven't got an agent now. I don't work through agency. They can just call me direct if they want to. So I've got business cards and stuff like that. So
have you got Twitter feeds? You on Facebook?
I'm on Facebook, but obviously they find me at just Simply Sarah, multi-award winning artist. So if anyone wants to book me,
Tell me about the multi stuff. I like multis.
Well, I've won 2 awards.
Which are?
I was in a trio called Chain Reaction.
Okay.
And they were a club circuit, and we won a Coventry award, well, like Coventry Daventry Way. We won a trio award for that. That was in 2012, and I also won South Staff's Best Newcomer for 2012.
Oh, right.
So, because they have their own little, where the clubs vote for singers and stuff like that, and they have an award ceremony.
Yeah.
And my stepson has won Best Duo for this year for the South Staffs.
Blimey.
So, I'm really
do you
proud
ever
of
do
him.
one with your stepson, or do you do it independently? You done a duo with him?
No. He's got his own duo.
Got ya. Okay.
And they're successful, him and his cousin. But
is that covers, or does he do original stuff?
Covers, they do covers as well. Again, like the club circuit,
yeah.
which is what they tend to do. But yeah, he's very successful as well. So.
How about yourself? Do you do any original art? I
don't do anything like that. My husband does a bit of writing.
Okay.
So, well, he's done quite a lot of writing, but I don't do anything like that. I just sing.
You've got great taste in music, though.
You think?
I do, yeah. I mean, you were messing about at the end with your Freddie Mercury.
Yeah,
weren't
but
you?
that's just to show that I'm not. I like audience interaction. You see.
Yeah, I noticed.
So, as much as when you've got dancers on the floor, you keep them on the toes, kind of thing. So you stick to your Motown, you stick to stuff that will keep them on their feet.
Yeah.
But I don't like to protect myself too seriously.
Yeah.
So a bit of Doris Day, a bit of Freddie Mercury. I know Freddie Mercury, but you know what? I'll have a good laugh, as I always say.
Yeah.
At doing that, and I always say you called me to a bit of Doris. So because she's awesome. So nobody I know has ever done that song. I'm the only artist that does that song on the circuit. So it's quite signature. I know it's her song, but it's quite signature to me.
Yeah.
People know me for doing that song. So
any other songs that you've got that are favourites of yours? I thought Band of Gold was brilliant.
Really,
yeah, I love that.
That's a hit and miss. I do like my Motown stuff.
Yeah, I do.
You put me on
you
the spot
can't
there.
beat Motown, can you?
No,
And soul.
That's my husband for you though. He's very much injected that into my act.
And the Elgins as well.
Yeah,
brilliant.
Yeah, I like the carpet. See, I like a lot of the Carpenters and stuff like that.
Superb.
But tonight isn't really one of them nights to do that. Do you know what I mean?
What Carpenter song would you sing?
If I'd have done tonight, I'll do things like Superstar.
Okay, yeah.
Rainy Days and Mondays. I'd do Please Mr. Postman, Ticket to Ride, Top of the World.
Yeah.
But then I love ABBA. I'm a massive ABBA fan as well.
Okay.
I'm a huge Michael Jackson fan.
Favourite Michael Jackson track?
I can't pick one.
Okay.
Because he's just, I absolutely, I've been to see him 3 times in concert, so he was just amazing.
Have you seen the new stuff that they have him as this kind of
Hologram.
Yeah.
I have, but it's not the same, is it?
I know,
And
it's
don't
bloody
think-
good,
It's
isn't it?
amazing, yeah, what
I
they
know.
do, but he was so good at what he did, and he was amazing to see live in concert. But
And
same as Beyonce, I love Beyonce as well. So
Who taught him how to do the moonwalk?
himself, I think.
No, it's Jeffrey Daniels, wasn't it, from Shalimar?
Yeah, so it's just fantastic. He's just amazing, and just his vocal ability and what he could do. So, but I love all kinds of music.
Any era
really.
of Michael Jackson that you preferred?
I liked his Thriller.
Okay.
From
Yeah,
then.
yeah.
I liked Off the Wall, but I think when he went into Thriller and stuff like that, that's when I really, and he's bad. That was when he was in his prime
Good.
for me, really. You know. So he's amazing.
So what you got on the horizon?
No, not really gigging on Saturday. That's about it, really.
Okay.
So not long come back from Disneyland.
Did you perform?
No, at Disney World. No,
Oh, okay.
no. I'm going on. I went on a holiday, a lifetime holiday, because it's something I've dreamed of since I was a little girl. So it was amazing. My husband took me for our first year wedding anniversary, so we went there with all the kids. So we went away. So yeah, been and then back to doing what I do, what I love.
Yeah.
So it's just I absolutely love it. I really do.
And that's it, Annie. You've got to love it to get on that stage and do it.
Yeah, I think that's half the battle. 'Cause it took me a long time to get confidence, really, because that comes with time, and it does come with
You looked very confident.
That's just because
You
I've
look
I've
very
been-
professional
No,
up there.
thanks.
I thought you were really good.
Oh,
I liked
thank
it. I
you very
really
much.
enjoyed it.
That's really nice.
I loved all your
Pleasure.
songs.
That's nice.
I mean, the Whip Crack Away, it
Give
goes
or
over my
take.
head. Yeah, it does,
Yeah.
But all the Motown and the soul and that he was doing, I was just sitting there, bopping away, kind of in my own little way, in a kind of cool way.
I mean, I do stuff like the Crystals. Then He Kissed Me, and then I do things like the Ronettes, which like Be My
great.
Baby, stuff of Dirty Dancing, and I like to think I'm a bit of a jack of all trades, really. Bit of Billy Ocean,
Yeah.
bit of the OJs, just trying a bit of Mustang Sally, because I love the
Great
Commitments,
song.
bit of In the Midnight Hour, Wilson Pickett. So
Superb.
a wide variety.
Yeah,
of
the
songs,
Jam covered that on the
really.
first album in the city as well.
It's just fantastic.
Sorry,
so.
the second album.
But yeah, I like all kinds of music, really. So, but yeah,
Fantastic.
that's all right.
Sarah, can I simply thank you?
No problem at all. Thank
Cheers,
you very
mate.
much. Cheers. Thank you.
Thank you. SRP Radio. Joining me now is Forest.
Far Forest. Far Forest.
Fire Forest.
Far Forest.
Far
As in
Forest.
the place by Bewdley.
Yes.
Right. Oh, is there a place called Far
Yeah,
Forest?
yeah, it's right in the Wire Forest.
Yeah. Right in the
So
wild.
is it right, like far, like near and far?
Yes.
Yeah,
FAR,
that's the
Forest.
Yeah.
Oh, right. So do I deduce from this conversation here that that's where you got the name from?
Yes.
Where
It is actually.
did a bike ride
I did a bike ride.
Right, okay.
Tim was conceived there.
Oh, okay.
Well, no,
Well, we think he was.
Glasses.
We're not sure.
He was definitely on a boat.
Definitely on a
Yeah.
boat.
I was definitely conceived on a boat.
You see, that's why I love talking to musicians because
On a tangent.
you are all balmy.
Yes.
and I love that because I'm a bit mad as well. And
Oh.
there you go. Say by the bell. Oh, mate, that was a short interview.
Round one.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I think you've got to be a bit mad to get on a stage and write music and produce it and do what you do.
Well, that's right, because you are opening yourself up to ridicule, examination, and criticism,
Yeah.
which is it's a very scary prospect.
Yeah.
But if you do have a talent, I'm not saying we have, but if you do have a talent, you should share it with the world.
Yeah, I
think
agree.
otherwise, then it's a greater loss to yourself and the world. So I think it's always important to do that. It's certainly not about me. I just think it's good. Don't hide your light.
You just write
under
cracker
a bushel.
songs.
So
He's a songwriter, so.
oh, okay.
Yes.
Mainly.
I am, yes, for my sins. Although
so
these two gentlemen are two of the finest musicians I've ever
I
worked
think
with.
we're kind of production, aren't
Yeah.
we? Production and recording over there.
Yeah, I do a lot of the recording, the production. Tim writes the songs, and I think it's important that people carry on being creative. There isn't, it's not something there might be much money, and there might not be an end product other than going out and enjoying ourselves. It's a hobby we enjoy doing. We don't want to stop doing it, no matter what, really. So yeah.
Let's have a sound check, a name check. You are
Stuart Crossan. I play the keyboards and do a lot of the production work.
okay, and
Yes, I'm Tim Pennyfold. I sing and try to play guitar.
And Neil Beasley, bass guitar and backing vocals when we've got a PA that's got another mic.
that almost sounded like University Challenge-ish, didn't it?
that
You know what I mean? You
It
are.
is actually all three of us went to Oxford.
That
or
don't
Cambridge.
surprise me.
No, we didn't. No.
For a gig.
Yeah, definitely. Christmas shopping. He's in Cambridge at Christmas. Yeah, I can recommend that.
Mind you, you do look a university kind of scholar type.
It's the toupee.
It is a toupee. I've got false teeth and a toupee. For anyone listening to this, I have a
Yeah,
face
they won't
for
to build
radio.
a picture. On the microphone,
Yes, to
will they?
build a picture.
Yeah.
You have heard that alternative happy birthday song. That's me. Yeah.
Yeah. So where do you draw your influences from when you're writing your songs? What kind of music is it to people who haven't listened to you?
Bizarre. Well, I would say Neil Young to a large extent, but I am a very, very big fan of
Let me guess.
Leonard Cohen, Scott Walker, but ultimately I am an indie kid, so that's really probably the driving force rather than the artistic force. Yeah.
EPs and stuff, have you got anything out at the moment?
We've got 2
EPs.
Two
Okay.
EPs. What's it on there, Tim?
It's on SoundCloud. You can get us as well on Bandcamp as well.
Okay.
At far-forest.co.uk. We have one EP.
Evangeline.
That's the double A side. One
sorry.
called.
Are you sure you're in the band?
We have one. We have an EP. There are 5 tracks on it, but
Yep.
it does qualify as an EP because it's under a certain number of minutes, and that's called Victorians.
What's the qualification scan then?
I think it's anything below 23 minutes.
Is it really?
I believe
Okay.
so, but I definitely added it up.
You need to
correctly.
get out more.
Yes, it is. That technically qualifies as an EP.
Yeah.
And then we've got a double A side called The Ghosts of New Orleans, which is a tribute to the victims of Hurricane Katrina and the
Okay.
inhabitants of New Orleans, sung partly in Black Country French, which is
I'm liking
a
this.
rare dialect. And then the other song is called Evangeline, which is based upon a very famous poem about the origins of the Cajun people who came from Nova Scotia originally until they were expelled by the English. So
The songs are always about something, aren't they?
are,
Rather
yes.
than just being a
Yeah.
random collection of lyrics and that. We always try and make sure there's a story or something to say. I mean, if you enjoy doing it, it's not about the polish, it's about the content.
I totally agree. Talk to me about the English then. What did they do with these Nova Scotians?
Well, what happened was the first French that went over to Canada settled in Nova Scotia.
Yeah.
But the English and the French, the other type of French people, mainly in the Quebec sort of area of Canada, decided to get rid of the original Acadian people.
Yeah.
They then were expelled from the homeland. They wandered through America and also the Caribbean until they settled in a place called Louisiana and around New Orleans.
Right.
And after a while, the name Acadian got corrupted to Cajun, and that's where Cajuns come from.
See, I learned so much from you. This could be complete bullshit,
It's
but
true.
I believe it.
It is true. It is true. Yes, it is true. So look up Evangeline.
Acadian chicken.
Yes, yeah, you
Right,
do.
okay.
In a roundabout fashion.
Yes,
you
yeah.
do.
But it is a fitting tribute to them, I think, and it's something worth checking out. And the lyrics are there on Bandcamp for everyone to see.
Yeah, and criticise, and if they want to write in and complain, it's Tim Pennyfold.
But, whenever you write a song,
Yes.
whenever you perform, whenever you do, you're always going to, not everyone's going to like you. that's the way
Well,
it
no,
is.
I
But you
always
do
think
what you like, don't you?
Everyone's got their own opinion.
Of course they have.
And if you can get something from that, if they say, "Oh, well, I didn't like that, but because of this," you know, it's like it's building for us. It's like, well, you know, we've got to change certain things, if you know, because everyone's got their own opinion. It's, you know, they're not all wrong, you know. So if we're sort of, you know, a certain song's not that good, it's because
It's his fault.
It's Tim's fault 'cause he's wrote it.
But you see where I'm coming from. Even if you're the Beatles,
Yes.
arguably the greatest band that's ever walked the planet.
Arguably, yeah.
Some people, and I know this is very difficult to understand,
Yes.
some people say, I don't like the Beatles. So even if you're as great as the Beatles, you're going to get people that don't like you. So in essence, if you're going to be a musician, write your own music, perform the music that you like. People like it, brilliant. If they don't, bollocks to them.
That's right.
Really, in a
I
nutshell.
think good songs are always good songs. So the Beatles songs are good songs, but what people don't like is the sound or the style. It sounds dated. The music's like any sort of fashion; it sort of keeps changing. So I think as long as the songs are good, you can always change the arrangement slightly. You can always change the sound of it. So I think people should, you know, pursue it in the style they want to, and it can always be changed and be flexible on that. But focus on the songwriting and the music itself, I think.
And where do you usually gig?
Oh, well, we've
Blackheath Library.
No, we have gigged around Birmingham at the main sort of venues, but we've also played some folk clubs, haven't we, as well?
Yeah,
So-
we prefer the smaller venues, the folk clubs, even
Let's
the
have name checks to
libraries and things. I mean, in Birmingham, what's the one we kept playing at Birmingham? Actress and Bishop. A lot of the
Upstairs.
Upstairs, and the venues are good and the equipment's great. But you've got to be, you need a following really to be playing these places. A lot of it sort of relies on you bringing your friends, family.
People coming in, isn't it? You know, they put too much of a high price on the door, and if you haven't got the following actually coming in, or you've not sold the tickets,
And not all the bands
the
sound
room's
the same.
empty. I was going to say, it's normally the case of like there's 3 or 4 bands on, and we're normally there, and then there's 4 rock bands, so it's like you got a load of heavy metalers and us, and it's not
So
always
it's the art
perfect,
galleries,
you know.
the libraries, and these small local venues and things like this. There's lots of people go to, and there's lots of different things going on, and there's always something you might enjoy, and other people might enjoy. I just think some of these other places, the traditional venues, they're very loud. If you don't like it, you can't get away from it, and I think it puts people off. So we've found some of these smaller, quieter venues are actually more beneficial.
Yeah, I would just
Echo that.
there is a thriving scene, and I think anyone that can pop along to some of the events that are put on at libraries, for example, and art galleries, will be absolutely amazed by the talent that's out there.
It's the variety,
Yeah.
more than anything. I mean, we went up to Blackheath Library and just did a couple of songs, and then we were just like swarmed by ukulele orchestras.
But of course, there are open mic nights. They're becoming more and more popular
they are.
as well. And I really like a lot of the spoken word poets as well that appear there. I'm just flabbergasted that you can have a really good night's entertainment but stay within the pub, whereas a lot of promoters force the music into a back room or upstairs, and that is to the detriment of everyone. And I think it's to the detriment of the music scene, personally.
Yeah, I agree with that to a certain degree, but I mean, there's a pub in Birmingham that I frequent quite a bit. Chris Johnson puts gigs on there upstairs at the Victoria.
Oh no, that's good there. Yes.
Yeah. But like if you've done it downstairs on a Friday or a Saturday night, they've got the jukebox on, and they're listening to all the jukebox music.
Yeah.
But that's the thing with having the bands too loud. If people can't get away from it and they don't like it, they leave. I think in a way maybe the bands need to be jukebox volume, and then people can have a drink and a talk. And if they want to listen to music, they can do.
Yeah.
And I think that's the problem with a band that nobody knows.
And a good thing with the acoustic sort of jam night, so isn't it like that? Because if you go into some small bars and people are, just bring your guitar and everyone
Get on play.
jams,
People get
together.
to chat and meet people, and that's lacking from some of the big. Well, I say the big venues. It's the smaller venues for bands. It's all right at the next level when you've got the following and you're at a bigger venue. That's what people expect and that's what they want. But if they don't know who the bands are and they don't like it, they can't get away from it, they won't go next time.
It's like stepping stones, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's very difficult that you know, you've got to get that following. How you're going to get that following? You get the following by gigging. You get it by being played on the radio. The big radio stations, the FM, won't play you because you ain't signed to anything. And,
That's right,
and it's just all a vicious circle where the musicians, like Piggy in the middle, but Piggy never gets the bleeding ball.
That's right. I mean, we have
That's
been...
why the libraries are good and some of the
You
council
like
projects.
libraries,
We like
don't
the
you?
libraries. Yeah, they're normally really quiet, and it's nice to have a bit of noise in one
I
of
bet
it.
they're ever
see
so
Stuart's teetotal, you see.
Yeah, that's
Whereas
true.
I
That's
prefer
true. The tea's
open
nice.
mic in a pub, you see.
Yeah.
And
Tim
Neil
gets-
just
yeah.
likes it in a brewery.
That I must admit, that doesn't look like tea in that Carling glass
Yeah,
to
that's
me.
true, that is, isn't it?
It isn't. And this is time he came out and admitted that you are an alcoholic. We all knew it.
You just wouldn't admit it yourself, you
Wouldn't admit
bastard.
I never drink. I never drink.
So, let's have a final shout for again your Facebook and your Twitter feeds, and so people can hook up with you. Cause and when you're playing, you know, before Christmas, you don't know.
No,
hold on.
Yeah, we're playing the Christmas concert, Streetly. I mean, I also run a choir called Sing
That
Together in
don't
Streetly.
surprise me, mate.
So Streetly Community
Yeah.
Centre, I can't
I
remember
bet
the
you'd have
date.
fucking great laugh to
I mean, Facebook's our Facebook. I mean, if you just search for Far Forest on Facebook, I mean, that's
Yeah.
where we put all the events and what we're up to, and
Yes.
Yeah.
you can contact us. We'll all respond, you know, politely and with a small amount of wit, but you know, not too much.
But there is a huge plethora of music on SoundCloud.
I love that
Far
word.
Forest.
Plethora.
Yes.
You need to get that into one of your songs, too.
You do, yeah.
After you've had a few drinks.
Yeah.
If you're going to say that word, I want to know that you know what it
I
means.
do know what plethora means.
Right.
It's a
We'll check
cacophony
after.
of sounds.
Oh, another word.
Oh.
We don't know the meaning of.
so you playing the library's worktop?
Yeah. Tim's learnt a lot. That's how we
David.
found out about the Arcadians.
It's true, yes. It's good to read.
I'll tell you what, lads, I've had a right laugh.
Thank you.
Gonna thank you for your time.
Brilliant.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Brilliant.
Yeah,
Good to
cool.
speak to you.
Cheers.
One of the most laughs I've had in
10 minutes.
Right, brilliant.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for your time, guys.
Thank
Can we go to
Cheers.
the bar now?
Yeah, you can do. Go on, you can have another cup of tea.
I'm gonna have a cup of tea.
I have a missing here.
SRP Radio. Well, she's electric that's going on in the main room. Sarah joins me in my office. You like my office, by
I
the
love
way?
it. It's great.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Yeah.
It's nice and quiet in here. I get my own office in all these music venues that I go to. Now, you're the lady that's put this on tonight. It's your contacts that have put these wonderful acts on. So, tell me about yourself, how people can hook up with you on Twitter, and what you do in the music scene in Birmingham.
Okay, I don't really do anything, to be honest. I'm just
Okay.
a mum at Kitwell School.
Okay, fair.
I've got 6
Yeah.
children, and I've already had 5 of them in the school, and 1 still to go.
Mm-hmm.
And I just realised what a good cause it was from Pete Kendrick, and that's why I just wanted to support it. And because I knew people that were already in the music scene, I contacted those, and then we arranged tonight.
So, how do you know them? What's the connection?
Simply Sarah was recommended to me by a friend that I used to work with. Far Forest, Neil in the band, I know him
They're
personally.
funny lads, they are. They're funny.
Great lads. Stacey Macelin, I used to work with her as well, who's Miss Pink.
Okay.
And then Far Forest knew Oasis and got them on board as well, so it was great, yeah.
So it's a coming together of people
Yeah.
that. So what was that moment that you thought, right, I'm going to put on a music event here? What made you do that?
The last event that they had, I just said that I knew a few people that would maybe be interested in doing the same thing.
Sure.
And just see if we could have a bit of a bigger venue and get more people in, then we'd be able to do that. And then that's how tonight came about then.
And you've had decent numbers in it. It's
We
not on a
have.
Thursday night.
Yes. Yeah, I'm pleased.
You know, if it's a Friday or a Saturday night, you
Yeah.
get double.
Course.
But that's the way it is.
Yes.
But of a Thursday night,
Yeah.
this is a decent
It's good.
decent turnout.
Yeah.
You
I'm
must be
pleased.
very proud of yourself.
Very proud, yeah. I'm glad that everybody's clubbed together and it's been a great night.
So you're going to do another one?
I hope so, yes, definitely. There's more people now through these guys that we've got connections with, so
Yeah.
hopefully we can put another night on for sure.
Because I've got no idea, you might now be the concert secretary.
Oh, really?
Well, you know, I'm kind of
Right,
getting that
thanks.
vibe. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So who else have you got in mind?
one of the guys in Oasis is a member of Got the T-Shirt, who are very, very big, and they played at Romstock. So if I have a nice word with him, maybe they could headline the next act, which would be amazing.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Got the T-Shirt. Tell me about them. I've not heard of
They
those before.
cover all sorts of songs.
Okay.
They're a massive, massive band. Yeah. So hopefully, fingers crossed.
Anything else in the pipeline?
No, I think if the guys that have come tonight could come back again, because I think they've been amazing, absolutely amazing.
Yeah, and your Twitter feed, so people, because I have noticed that you retweet lots of
I
things.
just
You're very
do everything
active,
that
aren't
the
you?
Building Futures in Gambia do. Yeah. So.
And is that through Pete that you got involved in?
Yeah, and just through the school and obviously the children supporting what they were doing and things. So I just wanted to help them a little bit more.
So come on, your Twitter feed, so people can hook up with you.
I can't remember what my Twitter name is.
Oh my God!
I know, I'm sorry.
What's your first name?
Sarah.
And what's your second name?
Benson.
I think that's what it is.
Yeah, is that
Sarah,
what it is?
I think
Sarah
so.
Benson 31 maybe.
I don't know, something
I can have
like
a look
that.
and see.
Can you?
Yeah, see how
Right.
quick it is. I can't remember what it is.
Oh my life.
Oh my God, I can't even remember my passcode to get in my phone.
Don't worry about that. Don't give people your
I know.
passcode, for God's sake.
Right, hold on. We're in.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm guessing it's Sarah Benson. I know it is
Yeah, it's
Sarah
at
Benson.
Sarah_Benson 31.
Blimey, so
Yeah.
you weren't too far away.
Yeah.
You just missed the underscore.
I did, yeah.
And the underscore is so important.
It is very important.
It's all about the underscore.
Yes, absolutely.
Well, can I thank you for your time, young
Thank
lady?
you.
Thanks very much.
Thank
and I'm
you.
going to cop hold of. How do you pronounce the Oasis?
Oasis.
Oasis.
Yeah, for
Think
sure.
about okay.
Oasis.
And then sis.
Yeah.
Lovely. Thank you, Sarah.
you.
Cheers.
Thank
Thanks, mate.
you.
Cheers.
SRP Radio.
What, this is
Finally on the
universal translator, isn't it?
Hey,
Guten Tag.
okay, sis.
Yeah.
Superb.
Oh, thank you.
I'll tell you what, you made an old man very happy out there as well, Damon.
Who's that?
Damon, the one who come and it was Liam Gallagher. For,
He's not old.
No, Damon out there is old, trust me.
Oh, really? He's got 10 years on us, I think. Well, not on Craig, obviously, because he's young.
That was a lifetime. He'd always wanted to do that.
Oh.
Be Liam Gallagher. So you made his night tonight.
Well,
he's bouncing around like a little boy on Boxing Day.
Well, at least we've satisfied a bloke. Yeah.
Do you satisfy many of them?
Well, it's sex, drugs, and rock and roll, and we kind of just do the. Hang on a bit. The sex, the rock and roll, yeah. Not the drugs. Cider.
Cider's good.
Cider and a bit of rock and roll, and is that him there? Yeah, Mr. Botsy. In one. It's a cheese made in two.
I'm going to say two things.
Hi, Dan.
Hello, mate. All right. First of all, a massive thank you for them playing. It's the only band that got everyone up on the floor. Phenomenal. And they've got a big future doing what they do. And secondly, they made my dream come true. I'm 40 years old. Seriously, you made my dream come true. It was amazing to be able to do that. So I'm so grateful. And but what a brilliant band! What a brilliant band! And I think we're going to hear a lot of them locally and hopefully wider.
Definitely.
So tell us all about what you're doing and where you're going and where you're from.
Talk to Mickey.
Mickey, come on.
It's my first gig. I don't know anything.
Can I put this in as well?
Flaggers as well.
They said he's the bass player. It's his first gig. I tell you, he held up, didn't he? He held up brilliantly.
Seriously, was that your first gig?
It was, yes, with these boys, yeah.
Blimey. Okay.
Yeah. So, yes, very enjoyable to all 7 people out there.
That's the thing.
Well, like 700, weren't they? Really?
That's the thing, though.
Sorry, I've got to say, the only band who got the females up. The only band who got the females up. All the ladies came up.
Everyone loves Oasis. They do.
Available for weddings, bar mitzvahs and christenings as of now.
So, talk to me about the band. Where are you from? You're local? Are you from Birmingham?
All these guys are local.
Yeah.
I've just stepped in to manage them as from today.
Oh, okay.
So we'll be going out looking for gigs. So I'll be actively punting them out. So yeah.
So how are you going to get out there? Your Facebook, your Twitter, and stuff
it's
like
been
that.
going out. I've been posting stuff tonight, and I've got contacts as well. So I'll be putting these guys about. So yeah, watch this space.
Because there's quite a few Oasis tribute bands, aren't they? I mean,
None like this though.
Oasis are one of the great British
none like
bands.
This, none like this. I think what you saw tonight got people on the floor.
Yeah, it did.
Got people up singing along, and resurrected the room. Brought it back to life.
But they are great songs, aren't they?
Yeah.
I mean,
well, everybody knows them. Everybody knows them because they're classics. Everybody can sing along to them, and when they perform well, like they were tonight, these guys who give the real thing a run for their money, you know. So
well, I'll tell
quality.
You what, the real thing may even be reuniting.
Yeah. Well,
I don't think that's...
imagine if you had these guys supporting the real thing.
Be great though.
Yeah,
wouldn't it?
be superb.
In all
yeah.
seriousness.
Yeah. No. Absolute quality. You know, pleasure to be handling these guys. So, yeah.
So you're saying you're playing bar mitzvahs, you play absolutely anything, won't you?
We'll be punting them out all over the place. Don't worry. Yeah. So yeah, it's going to be a question of watch this space.
So have you got a website sorted out now?
We'll get one sorted. We'll get
how about your Facebook and your Twitter? How can people as soon as this broadcast goes out, how can people hook up with you and find out where you're playing next? Because once they've heard you, they'll want to listen to you again.
Right. You haven't got a Facebook page yet, have we? No. Well, we'll get one up. Yeah. We'll get a Facebook page up, and then people can find Oasis on Facebook, and contact details will be on there.
That is a great medium.
Yeah. So they can find us. Like I say, I've been posting pictures out tonight. So,
yeah.
So once it's all sorted and done and dusted, then they'll be up there and running.
And follow the BFIG.
Yeah.
Building Futures in Gambia.
Yeah.
Because we're all mates, we're all networking, we're all working together, we're all helping each other.
Yeah.
So watch this space.
Yeah, definitely.
And watch it.
Definitely.
OK Sis.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Can I thank you for your time?
Pleasure.
I'm going to bed. I'm absolutely knackered. It's been a long day.
I know. Got to drive back yet.
Where are you from then?
I'm from Yardley.
Oh, well, you ain't got too far.
Not too bad.
But Yardley's only around the corner, isn't it? And I'm only up there in Barley Green.
Yeah.
Could be worse, could be in Manchester. Right.
Cheers
guys.
Lovely.
Thanks for your time. Cheers, mate.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Cheers. Thank you. Damon, you're brilliant.
Thank you, sir.
Let me just give
Cheers.
you more.
Right, thanks, good night. I'm going to bed. I'm absolutely knackered and my voice is going. Ta-da.
Those who are in authority automatically underestimate the capability of you and me. Oh, there is no way that they can argue for what they have done. 'Cause who can stare straight into the strength of the African soul? African soul, when will you shine again? African soul, when will you shine again? And when you shine, and when you shine, it's together we can change the world. Ten to one, you are outnumbered. Surely you can see. You better change your ways, and quickly, or you are history. Oh, because one day when you are lying on your bed and you're old, you put out your hand and you find that the sun has turned it quite cold.